Now, I move on to the legs. And so, like this. This is just sprinkler pipe. Works good. It's nice and light. So what I'm going to do is I set them here. So I want to follow the first two off of the front there. So I gotta carry some lines down just with my eyes. That's all I do. So for this purpose, I measured this out 9 1/4, 1 3/4, 9 1/2 for this. Sorry. There. Double check it this way. Yeah, good. We'll do the same thing up here. Yep. Carry this line down. So it's so. Okay, so I got the line down, center of the door. Now what I do is I take my template again. So if this is center, and I'm going to draw these across. And again, nothing is rocket science, it's just by eye. Right through here. And I'm just going to line this up. Reason I'm marking these out, so this is where it's going to go here, 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 and here, because I have to grind it. I got to weld the legs on there so they're even on either side as you look at the front of it. I'm going to grind that up, and then I'm going to leave this ring in place, and that it just forms a point where I just put those up to, and away I go. Same thing with 1 and 2. Like so, like so. So the one thing I did notice is I've got a weld right here. There's a weld right inside here. If I don't get in there now and clean cut that, it's going to be hard for me to get back in there to free that up. It's only a spot, so there's 3 spots there. 3. Okay, so my next step here is weld those on like so. I just try and put them on as square and as flat as possible. Tack, and I'll tack them all, and I'll see how they all look. But I'm pretty confident that these will, when I look down them, it looks like they line up pretty good with the edges of the door, so they're good. Yeah, looks fine. Of course, it's going to sit crooked because these aren't installed in a symmetrical way. they are installed by eye. Everything I do is by eye, as you can see. We're lining things up by eye. And when I go to cut the bottoms off square, I'll place it on a flat surface, cut them off square, and they'll sit nice. So right now it's just a bit rough. Doesn't matter. It's rough. It's what we do to get started here. So now we go on to moving on to getting the catches done. So we're getting there. These are all welded. It's all nice and fine, and those are done. So I'll give it all a grind at the end of it all. So for now, I will continue on with prepping for my the welds on my catches, and then I'm done. Yeah, hopefully. So now my next step with the fireplace is a couple things here. One is the latches. And this, I've just got some flat stock, and what I've done is I've gone to the trouble and started to drill these out so we don't have to stand there a million hours of me drilling. So it's just something simple. I'm gonna put a bolt, drill a hole through here. I got holes in here already, finished it up, and my dampener. I take a plate like this with a 1/2 inch hole in it, and I will mount it on here like that. So dampener. So. Anyway, almost got it. Just a couple points of I'm done. Join the flat stock. My rebar that I have here, and I'll cut into little pieces, but it's going to make a shape of something like that. And so then the catch will come down and close right into there. So again, I'm going to cut my pieces of rebar. I'm going to weld them up, and it'll be good to go. So that will get welded onto side there, and the catch come down onto it like so. Whoa. Like so. Put a weld onto the plate. Perfect. That's that. Or something like so. Like that. I'll put a piece of rebar in here to keep it cool. It's a good way to, but that's just basically it. Then I just try and eyeball it. Put it in there. That's the top of it. This is the edge of it. Something like so. Good. That'll do. That'll definitely do. Sure. I like that like that. And just for fun, you can run a little proper size handle onto that. There we go. Tighten up the touch. Now what I'll do after is I will weld all these nuts here is not here when I know it's tight enough. Not too loose, not too tight. Perfect. So that works. That's our catch, the latch. Now we move on to our air intake. What I do here is I just weld a bolt right on like that. Again, gets stupid hot. I will just do this. Done. Goes on. Little handle on here, so you can move it back and forth. Oh, for all intents and purposes, this is near done. All ready now to be ground down to bare metal. What I do is, after I grind it down to bare metal, I will do a burn on it, and it'll be ready for a paint after that. So just you just end up burning off any of the excess paint that I don't get. It cleans it up. So all the spatter from the welding, all those spatter marks, everything. It's what you're cleaning up. Essentially that's it. And I'll make a wood rack for down below there, and just kind of keep it. What it does is it allows the air to go in and the wood stays above it, so the air draws in underneath. It's a good draw, and it works awesome. This thing will be a rockin' stove in no time. So yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with that so far.